fades, I twist the knob, the shack comes alive, this is my job. LEDs glow, antennas high, another night beneath the sky. I'm calling out, hear that tone, across the globe I'm not alone.
Mic test, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic test. Mic test, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic test, 1, 2, 3, 4. Test, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Glenn's got mods on a breadboard base. Brett's breaking news from a distant place. Tom's at the helm like a seasoned vet, streaming it live on the internet. Antenna swing, the skip is long. We're singing the ham radio song. Spin that dial, let's catch some heat. 40 meters never felt so sweet. But at the amateur radio roundtable, with coax lines and power cables, Deeks, Patricians, QSLs, we got more ham than a Southern Belle. From KW5GP to WI7BG, we're working the world wild and free. Well, yeah, rocking worldwide. Mic in hand and a call sign, pride. Oh yeah, the amateur radio roundtable. Story strong and signal stable. So key it up and call your name in this wild RF Hall of Fame from KW5GP.
Say hello to everybody. You're tuned in to Amateur Radio Roundtable, a show about ham radio and shortwave amateur radio. We'll get started in about 20 minutes. The show will start 20 minutes. If you don't like our promo music, just fast forward 20 minutes into the video, and that's when the show will start.
Ham in hard 7-3. Da, 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 out. Do-do-do-do, CQ on the air tonight. The round table's lit and the signal's tight. For static fades, I twist the knob, the shack comes alive, this is my job. LEDs glow, antennas high, another night beneath the sky. I'm calling out, hear that tone, across the globe I'm not alone. The net's alive and I'm checking in, let the conversation begin. More at the amateur radio roundtable. We're all plugged in, solid and stable. W5QB's calling loud and proud, spinning stories through the static cloud. From KW5GP to 2MUI7BG, we're working the bands wild and free. Glenn's got mods on a breadboard base. Brett's breaking news from a distant place. Tom's at the helm like a seasoned vet, streaming it live on the internet. Antenna swing, the skip is long. We're singing the ham radio song. Spin that dial, let's catch some heat. 40 meters never felt so sweet. Oh, at the amateur radio roundtable, with coax lines and power cables, Dawn's editions, QSLs, we got more ham than a Southern Belle. From KW5GP to WI7BG, we're working the world wild and free. Whoa, da-da-da-da, CQ out. Oh, now the amateur radio roundtable. to you and me. We're hemming hard, 7-3. CQ out. Above the heartland, just past the dawn, a whisper in the static says it's time to carry on. From the banks of the Arkansas, we light the spark anew. With W5KUB 119, the skies are calling true. She's dancing with the jet stream, chasing solar light, a patchwork earth below her, glowing in the night. Storm clouds try to hold her, but she just laughs and glides over oceans, over mountains, with the wind as her guide. It's time to start the party, let the beacon sing around the world again on hydrogen wings. How many more laps? Nobody can say, but the Arkansas River Valley Amateur Radio above the heartland, just past the dawn, a whisper in the static says it's time to carry on. From the banks of the Arkansas, we light the spark anew. With W5KUB 119, the skies are calling true. She's dancing with the jet stream, chasing solar light, a patchwork earth below her, glowing in the night. Storm clouds try to hold her, but she just laughs and glides over oceans, over mountains, with the wind as her guide. It's time to start the party, let the beacon sing around the world again on hydrogen wings. How many more laps? Nobody can say, but the Arkansas River Valley Amateur Radio Foundation is cheering all the way. W5KUB 119 keeps soaring so free, skimming over storm clouds like a ghost in the breeze. Pings from distant stations bouncing through the sky, a network of believers tuning in to fly. We watch her cross the dateline, drifting over Rome. With every pass she makes, she's sending signals home. From Tokyo to Rio, from ice to desert sand, she's stitching lines of wonder with an unseen hand. The world spins beneath her, but she's got her own race, a silent silver wanderer in near space grace. It's time to start the party, let the beacon sing around the world again on hydrogen wings. How many more laps? Nobody can say, but the ARV-ARF is cheering all the way. W5KUB 119 keeps soaring so free, skimming over storm clouds like a ghost in the breeze. She's not just a balloon, she's a dream we let fly, a whisper up of Arkansas, up in the sky. And every pass she makes above our silent towns reminds us all that wonder never touches down. So start the celebration, like the skies
above the heartland, just past the dawn. A whisper in the static says it's time to carry on. From the banks of the Arkansas, we light the spark anew. With W5KUB 119, the skies are calling true. She's dancing with the jet stream, chasing solar light. A patchwork grip below her, glowing in the night. Storm clouds try to hold her, but she just laughs and glides over oceans, over mountains, with the wind as her guide. It's time to start the party, let the beacon sing. Around the world again on hydrogen wings. How many more laps, nobody can say. But the Arkansas River Valley Amateur Radio Foundation is cheering all the way. Oh, W5KUB 119 keeps soaring so free, skimming over storm clouds like a ghost in the breeze. Just past the dawn. Beams from distant stations bouncing through the sky. A network of believers tuning in to fly. We watch her cross the dateline, drifting over Rome. With every pass she makes, she's sending signals home. From Tokyo to Rio, from ice to desert sand, she's stitching lines of wonder with an unseen hand. The world spins beneath her, but she's got her own race. A silent silver wanderer in near space grace. It's time to start the party, let the beacon sing. Around the world again on hydrogen wings. How many more laps, nobody can say. But the ARVARF is cheering all the way. Oh, W5KUB 119 keeps soaring so free, skimming over storm clouds like a ghost in the breeze. She's not just a balloon, she's a dream we let fly. A whisper of Arkansas up in the sky. And every pass she makes above our silent towns reminds us all that wonder never touches down. So start the celebration like the skies with cheer. Another lap completed, the signal's loud and clear. How many more laps, no time will unfold. But every circuit's written in the stories we've told. Oh, W5KUB 119, flow wild and high, with the Arkansas River dreamers waving you by. Just after dawn, skimming over storm clouds, lost in the blue. W5KUB 119, the world's watching you. The world's watching you. Carry on. Carry on. CQ on the air tonight. Well, Roundtable's lit and the signal's tight. Per static fades, I twist the knob. The shack comes alive, this is my job. LEDs glow, antennas high. Another night beneath the sky. I'm calling out, hear that tone. Across the globe, I'm not alone. The net's alive and I'm checking in. Let the conversation begin. We're at the Amateur Radio Roundtable. We're all plugged in, solid and stable. W5KUB's calling loud and proud, spinning stories through the static cloud. From KW5GP to WI7BG, we're rocking the bands wild and free. Hey, Glenn's got mods on a breadboard bass. Brett's breaking news from a distant place. Tom's at the helm like a seasoned vet, streaming it live on the internet. Antenna swing, the skip is long. We're singing the ham radio song. Spin that dial, let's catch some heat. 40 meters never felt so sweet. But at the Amateur Radio Roundtable, with coax lines and power cables, Deeks, Patricians, QSLs, we got more ham than a Southern Belle. From KW5GP to WI7BG, we're working the world wild and free. Yeah.
barbecue on the air tonight. Roundtable's lit and the signal's tight. But static fades, I twist the knob. The shack comes alive, this is my job. LEDs glow, antennas high. Another night beneath the sky. I'm calling out, hear that tone. Across the globe, I'm not alone. The
Hello,
net's alive
Brett.
and I'm checking in. Let the conversation begin.
Good evening.
More at the Amateur Radio Roundtable.
No meeting tonight?
Plugged in, solid
Council?
and stable.
Oh, there is one. But I don't need to be at it. They have. They're getting a series of presentations from different people. I can watch them later, and I can speed them up so that it doesn't take me as long to watch them.
Okay, cool.
The theme. I guess you'd call it arts and craft, because they're talking about two things: putting up public art along one of the main streets of the city, and then they're talking about recycling things from the landfill.
Cool. Hello, who's that other guy there? Let's see, Jumper. Anyway,
You got the headphones.
I wonder if he's got audio tonight.
Yeah,
Hey, he's got it.
that's a question, do I?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Let's see.
My
There we are.
sinuses are bothering me, man. The weather's changing here.
Oh, it was freezing last night. Thought my wife's chickens would be bothered by it. Nope, they're laying more.
Good. How do you keep them warm in the winter?
Well, they like it down to about freezing, and then they go in the hen house, and we have some heat left in there.
Okay. You have any predators out there like foxes or anything?
Yeah, well, they're penned up, so a fox or a raccoon or something couldn't get to them. But they'll fight back.
Oh yeah.
We've seen them make a big fuss at neighborhood cats that came by. The cats are scared of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't know what to make of the chickens. Now, I don't know about the Maine Coons that you guys plant, but the regular sized cats don't seem to be eager to take the chickens on.
The Maine Coons would probably take them on,
Yeah.
and it'd be a toe-to-toe battle.
Yeah.
You could flip a coin as to who would win, because Maine Coons are like three-quarter size bobcats,
Yep.
strong and quick.
Well, they are.
But if the chicken got in a few quick blows, the cat would say, "Screw this."
Yep.
Hey, Glenn. I guess the Branson Hamfest is already over, right?
No, it is the 8th.
8th of November.
Nix is the 8th of November.
Oh, Nix. Is that the one you were
Brand-
talking? Is that the one you were talking about? Nix.
Nixa,
Nixa.
N-I-X-A.
Yeah, Nixa. That's at the Baptist church there.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's. I was looking. I was wanting to go to a Hamfest somewhere, and I thought I'd already missed Branson. It wasn't coming up as Branson. I did see the
No.
Nixa.
The Ozark Con in Branson is in April.
Do you know any others within maybe 300 miles of here in the next month or so?
No, I think really the next one that I'm aware of after Nixa is St. Louis in January. And then you've got Jackson,
Yeah.
probably the same weekend. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I think St. Louis is about the same distance as Jackson. I think, isn't it?
Yeah. It's about a 5-hour ride for me. Jackson's a 3-hour ride.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be out of commission on the 9th of December. They finally scheduled up one of my procedures,
Okay.
and they're putting me under for it.
All right. Now I want you to tell them
yeah.
before they do that. I want you to say, I want to see how far I can count. Okay. You gotta work with them, or you won't know. You know, they need to coordinate when they start it. You know.
I done told you how it worked out with the heart stuff, man.
Well,
All I heard was I'm starting the IV knee, and that was
yeah.
next thing I know is, oh, you're awake.
Well, I think they played with me because they played with me last time because I got up to 15. And I can tell you,
to say, modern
that ain't normal.
anesthesia.
Yeah.
I mean, I was not groggy or nothing when I woke up. They had me walking up and down the halls,
Yeah.
5 minutes after I woke up.
Well, that's good.
I'm still not too keen on why they had me walk the halls.
That's to kick you out because the insurance don't want to pay anymore.
No, it was to check and make sure I wasn't going to bleed out.
Oh,
Literally, they were checking to make sure that the stitches and everything were good and going to hold.
He brings that maker's heart.
So, but
There we go.
no, this is the other procedure stuff. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to the recovery. Let's just put it that way.
you'll be okay. You'll make it.
Yeah. Check this out.
Oh man, what's that? Is that a mesh-tastic?
That's a mistastic. Let's see.
I thought about putting some mesh-tastic here. I can get it up about 90 feet in the air, but there ain't nobody to talk to on it. I mean, what's it good for?
Text messaging.
To who? Or whom? Or whatever the right word is.
Well, let me show you.
I could send a message to myself, maybe.
Hang on. See if I can.
I might still get one to put it up. I mean, if I can get it up about 80 feet or so, I might be able to, connect with some people.
There we go.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Well, the -2 is the unit I just showed you. Diamond is a repeating unit about a mile and a half away.
I thought all of them repeated.
This one is strictly a repeater.
Yeah.
It's not a client. It's on a high point.
But
That's my other one in the workroom.
Don't the clients also repeat?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can take one that's not a client. In other words, you can't send messages or connect to it.
Yeah.
It's strictly a repeater. This Cliff CLN1, I don't know, but he's 2 hops away, and that turned out to be he's down in Little Rock, about 20-something miles away. Toad Suck Square is actually here in Conway. It's downtown.
I might could connect with you. I might could connect with you if an airplane went over.
Yeah. And then here's another router on top of the Digicom tower, and it's a solar-powered one.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've had this much fuller. There was about 8 units showing, or 10 units showing there yesterday.
Yeah. All right, I got 8 o'clock. I got 8 o'clock. We need to get started. Either one of you guys got anything you want to specifically talk about?
No.
Well, I've got some show and tell and maybe some cautionary things.
Okay. Okay, cool. Very good.
I don't know if I should do that during during the introduction or afterward?
Just do it afterwards. We'll do
Okay,
it
there's one
afterwards.
event coming up.
Yeah, we'll come
I'm
around
looking
and
forward
get
to
that.
it.
I've got 4 or 5 things here. They're kind of short, but
Okay.
they'll probably bring up some questions and answers and maybe some discussion. All right, we're going to get started here. Let's see. Okay, hang on, everybody, hang in here. That's interesting. Number 2.
And the signal's tight. Per static fades, I twist the knob. The shack comes alive, this is my job. LEDs glow, antennas high. Another night beneath the sky. I'm calling out, hear that tone. Across the globe, I'm not alone. The net's alive and I'm checking in. Let the conversation begin. We're at the amateur radio roundtable. We're all plugged in, solid and stable. W5KUB's calling loud and proud, spinning stories through the static cloud. From KW5GP to WI7BG, we're rocking the bands wild and free. Hey, Glenn's got mods on a breadboard bass. Brett's breaking news from a distant place. Tom's at the helm like a seasoned vet, streaming it live on the internet.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here. You're watching Amateur Radio Roundtable. It's a show about ham radio, shortwave, electronics, and all things in between there. We want to thank you for tuning in with us tonight and joining us tonight. And if you're out there listening on a world-famous shortwave station, WBCQ, on 7490, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know where you are. Give us a signal report how you're hearing the station tonight. The transmitter is up in Monticello, Maine, right on the border of Maine and Canada there. So we'd love to hear from you. Send us a note. If you're watching on, we're on Facebook groups. We got 14,000 people in our Facebook group. We're streaming there. And if you'd like to join it, just go to Facebook and key in search W5KUB. We've got over 14,000 people in that group. We'd love to have you. It's a ham radio group, shortwave group, electronics, and so forth. We are also streaming tonight on 3 different social media platforms, X.com, YouTube.com, and Facebook, and also W5KUB. I guess that makes A, B, C, and 4, right? We're on 4 different medias tonight. So, hey, if you're out there on especially if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, if you will, the like button, the notify button, leave a comment, if you will. It helps us out a whole lot for our show, and it doesn't cost you anything. So, please do that. Just one last announcement. We're also on every audio podcast carrier out there, like iTunes, iNet Radio, Google Play, all those. You can listen to our audio anytime you want to on any of the streaming services out there. So I want to say hello to everybody in the chat room tonight. And, man, it's starting to get cool here. Winter is coming. It's been raining, and winter is coming. And, man, I've got so many projects I want to work on, but I've got so many things getting in the way, weather and other things to do, and taking naps and stuff like that. Glenn probably knows what I'm talking about,
Oh, I know all about the nap thing, yes.
Yeah, so, everything gets in the way of that. Man, I got another project I'll talk a little about tonight. I'm going to try a different antenna. Boy, this is a simple one, and I think it might work really well. I'll talk a little about that tonight, too. So, let's just, let's jump around the room here and check out our other co-host here tonight. We got Glenn over in Conway, Arkansas. He moved away from here. I think my signal was so strong when I'd get on, he couldn't operate down there in Mississippi, so he moved over to Conway, Arkansas. Glenn, go ahead and pick it up, man.
Yeah, actually, Tom, the reason that I moved was that I don't think you'd taken a bath for a couple weeks, and it just wasn't good for me across town, so had to move over here. But
Well,
anyway,
we can get into a fighting words war here if you want to, but
hey, no, 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 no,
okay,
no.
all
I do
right.
not need you calling my doctors about now.
Well, I was going to call you a two-faced pot-bellied baboon that couldn't catch a cold if the wind was blowing, but I won't. I won't do that.
That's good. Now we are getting ready for winter. It looks like we're going to be going straight from the heated summer days right into a late fall, almost winter scenario. We're going to be down to, I think, 45 degrees overnight. And they're starting to get ready to post freeze warnings and stuff. But I mean, it was 85 last week, so here we go.
Yeah. And
But
I'm
this
gonna
is
make a
my,
prediction. I'm gonna make a prediction here. You will not have your tower up before next summer.
that's questionable because I'm looking into getting the hole dug and the concrete put for the base soon. So it all depends.
Yeah.
But I mean, with
Hey,
the
hey,
crank
Brett.
up, I mean,
Brett, did you see that guy looking in his window back there?
Hmm.
There
Oh.
he is. There he is again. Oh man.
yeah, the
Well, what else,
neighbors
man? You got
love.
your books? You got your books done?
This
Yeah, with
book
the
is
door and
done.
door glasses.
I'm getting ready to start on the next one, tinkering and playing. I showed this before in the pre-show. This is a little Meshtastic unit that I've got, and it's picking up other Meshtastic stations all over the area, up to 25, 30 miles away. Um, but yeah, we're getting ready for the next round of Arduino books. The winter's here. The house painting is going to get finished, so the house will be finished. Um, so I mean, everything's rolling right along, and just in time, like I was saying, for mid-December, and the doctors to put me out of commission for about a week.
Well, okay. Well, maybe you won't be out too long.
I don't know. It's one of those. Um, well, you may only be out of commission for a day, or you could be out of commission for about a week. And now that's all we need to say about that. Getting ready for the Nixa Ham Fest, as we talked about in the pre-show. Going to be doing an Arduino forum for them on November 8th. And going to meet a long lost member of my family there
That's cool.
in Nixa. Turns out that they live there, and it's like my second cousin. And they're on my dad's side of the family, which we don't know too much about. So she's going to be able to fill that in. So I'm going to be meeting with them the night before the Hamfest. So
Now that's
it's looking
before
to be a
the.
fun.
Is that the Nixa?
Yes.
The Nixa. Okay. Man,
Yeah, 2 weeks.
I'm amazed. I'd love to get up here.
Yeah.
It's
Well, that'd be a
north.
bit
It's
of a
north
drive
of
for
Branson.
you.
It's north of Branson. I don't know how many miles. But
Yeah, it's about 20 miles north of Branson.
okay. All right.
And but for you, it's probably what, about a 4-hour drive?
Yeah. Well, we would go to Branson first, but that's probably 4 hours to Branson because I don't think there's any great roads going up here. I mean,
It's
no.
about a 2.5-hour drive from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, very good.
but yeah, I'm going up Friday. Gonna have dinner with my family, and then my newfound family, and then the Hamfest on Saturday.
All right. Hey, let's jump down and see what's happening with Brett out there.
All right.
What's happening, Brett?
Well, winter is setting in here in Wyoming, and it's getting cold. It's below freezing now, and it's just barely gotten dark. So, yeah, I've been climbing on roofs when they've been clear enough to climb, and settling in, doing some of the winter events. There's an exciting winter event going on here in Wyoming, which is run by the Cheyenne Ham Club. It's called Come and Get Wyoming. Here is their QRZ page talking about it. They are using the special event called W7Y. And this is an opportunity if you need Wyoming for Worked All States or for any other kind of award. You can tune in. The event has been going on since October 25th, so that's 3 days now. It lasts to November 3rd, and it's all bands, all modes. Anyone who needs to contact Wyoming can do it. So this is. If you do need Wyoming for anything, it's worth looking at.
All right. Well, that'd be good for people to make a contact that need Wyoming, because you guys don't have many hams out there. I think Wyoming's kind of a hard state to pick up.
People say it is. I don't know. We actually have some very active hams, but
Yeah.
but apparently we're sometimes hard to find. So this will give people an opportunity to do that.
Right.
About the only time I get one is on field day.
There we are.
Yeah.
And I've also been doing some other things, which I can talk about more later. I've been designing an electric heating system for a building, which I didn't expect to have to do. I've been buying tools to do various things, and I've had both positive and negative results with that. And I'm also working on building a solar power system for that's going to be operating radio equipment. And again, I can talk about all of that maybe a little later in the show and do some show and tell.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Sounds real good. Okay. Well, hey, tonight I just got little bits and pieces of little things that we do on the show. I want to make an announcement here real quick. I forgot to announce this last night. I hope everybody on here knows who this is. Does everybody know who this is? That's Callum. He's the DX commander. You know, he builds and makes all these antennas. That's Callum McCormick, M0MC-X. Yeah. And Callum and I have been talking about getting him to be a regular on our show here, and he wants to. He's really excited about being a part of the crew here and being on the show. The problem is our show starts about 2 o'clock in the morning his time, and he goes to bed at 9 o'clock p.m. So we're not sure how to get around that. We're discussing maybe Callum. Mike can make some videos that we can bring into and have a discussion that he starts with maybe with a video that we can play with him, because I don't think he's going to want to skip going to bed and being on the show at 2 o'clock. So yeah, we're looking at that, trying to see what we can do, and I don't know. Possibly we can get something interesting going here with Callum, and that would probably be good for the show here. I love playing with antennas and working with different antennas, and Callum is the antenna man for sure. All right, so I got that out of the way.
Yes, the DX Commander is a bunch of different antennas all connected together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You know, there's some interesting things. While I didn't have a voice for 5 weeks, a lot of things happened here around the shack, and of course it was very depressing not having a voice, and I didn't get physically much done, although I did some reading and reading of ham radio and looking at different ham radio things, and became interested in some things and learned a few things too. And also, I had a 100-foot tree cut down in the front yard, and I filmed all of that. It was kind of cool, man. You know, they took all those branches off this 100-foot tree, and it looked like they left a light pole, telephone pole out there. And I'm thinking, hey, man, maybe I don't want them to cut that thing down, leave that sticking up. That'd be a good pole right there. But we went ahead and we took it down. but that was quite a thing to do, and quite a thing to watch. They're coming back to take care of a lot of trees in the back of my house. I've got several dead trees they're small diameter, maybe 10-inch diameter, and maybe 70 foot tall. So a couple of them are dead. We're going to have those cut out and removed, and we've got several dead limbs. I'm always having dead limbs fall in the yard, and these are widow makers. Let me tell you, when the wind blows, you do not want to go out in the backyard. I can go out there right now, and I can see 2 major size limbs hanging by a thread. I mean, they're crossed over another limb and just hanging there. And of course, they'll get that kind of stuff down. They'll clean out some limbs. And what I did right before I went and had my throat surgery, I went out there and I took down a lot of my antennas. I took down the ropes that went to my quad, and I took down the 80-40-20 fan dipole, and I took down a lot because I've got a lot of wires and ropes out there in the trees. A couple of them I couldn't get down. The rope has basically grown, into the tree. So, I just didn't want anyone who goes up in that bucket truck, 80, 90 feet in the air, get all tangled up in ropes and stuff. So I'll have him cut those ropes, bring those down, and I've got some eye bolts. I'm not going to put in pulleys. First, as soon as I put in a pulley, the rope will probably jump over and get caught between the pulley and whatever. So, an eye bolt is pretty smooth, and it's that the rope slides through it pretty easy. So I'll probably have him put me some eye bolts up there really high, maybe even higher than I was able to get to, and have him put a rope through it and drop it down for me. And then when they get through, I can pull my antennas back up. And I don't think I'm going to put all my antennas back up that I had up. I've got several antennas up out there, and they'll operate any band I want to. So that's one of the things that was going on while I was getting ready to have my surgery, and of course I couldn't talk after that. Hey, I was looking at time. like GMT, UTC. What's the difference? Anybody know what the difference is, UTC and GMT? Is there a difference?
UTC is GMT.
Yeah.
They don't have neither one has daylight savings time like we have ending next week.
Yeah, and talking about time, man, I wish we could all get straighten our time out. We go Central Time. Central Time, Daylight Time, Standard Time, and then we got the other countries that do the same thing, but they don't do it the same time we do it. And I'm pulling my hair out trying to figure out what time is it over there, basically. Although you can usually look it up on the internet, it's pretty accurate, and it tells you what time it is there. But that started me thinking, what about AM and PM? Man, AM and PM. You know what AM stands for?
Anti-meridian.
What'd you say?
Anti-meridian.
Anti. That's right. Anti, but it's not ANTI. Anti. It's ANTE. Anti-meridian.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And I don't know if there's an Uncle Meridian.
Yeah. So for all you guys out there, we're talking time right now. So you got anti-meridian, which is AM, and you got post-meridian, which is afternoon. I guess afternoon. It's afternoon is what it is. So that's real interesting. I didn't really knew that until I read about it, and of course, the world is divided. You got your longitude lines, but you got 360 meridian lines that go north to south around the globe, and that's your meridians. And if the sun and the the AM and PM is really based on is the sun before noon or is the sun after noon is what basically you've got there. So that's what it is. Anti, is that how you pronounce it? Anti, A-N-T-E? I don't know.
Glenn, you're muted.
Yeah, think of antebellum. You know,
Well, I
very similar.
think Glenn uses anti for his aunt. All right, that's. But yeah, anti meridian and post meridian. Okay, so I hope somebody learns something what AM and PM stands for, and maybe you don't care or you never really thought about it. I really never really thought about it, and no one really ever taught me in school or anything what it stood for. They just said, if we're going to start at 8, you be here at 7:45. That's the only thing I learned, that kind of stuff, especially in the military. Anyway, okay, so hey, tonight we talked about AM and PM, and that is not amplitude. Yep. That's not amplitude modulation or phase modulation. I could have brought those in there, but we'll do that another time. Let's see.
There were some YouTube videos that I saw which were very funny. Apparently, Gen Z doesn't know how to read an analog clock.
They can't, and I've got a lot of videos I've looked at where the guy holds the clock up and says, "Can you tell me what time this is?" And they have no idea, man. They have no idea what time it is. They can't read an analog clock. And what really screws them up is an analog clock that has Roman numerals on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also can't read cursive, so we can write in code right in front of them.
That's true, man. Oh man, don't get me talking on this, man. I watch too many videos where how many states are there? 5. What's the capital of the United States? Is there a capital? Oh man. Okay. That's enough of that. Okay. So, hey, tonight we've talked about AM and PM. Boy, got that out of the way. Man, let me just mark that out right there. Last week Glenn asked me about did I use the switch that he sent me. And yes, I did. And I'm going to give you a little bit more detail on what I did. This is, of course, the ICO vacuum tube voltmeter, not ICO, yeah, ICO vacuum tube voltmeter, and this is a freebie. This was a freebie at the Huntsville Hamfest. So it was pretty dirty, and it had some issues in it, like a no-leak battery that had really leaked like really, really bad. But one of the things that happens with every one of these is the probe. The probe disintegrates and it rots on every single one. And people on eBay know that, and they know they can get a big price for this, but it was called a Uniprobe. And this is basically the case for it, and that's about all that's left besides the little metal tip that was in there, which I reused. So I decided let's just build let's build a new probe, because I'm probably gonna get rid of this at next Hamfest. I don't need it, don't want it. So I built a probe. I built the probe out of a ballpoint pen, and Glenn sent me a switch. You can see it right here. You can see the switch right there.
Nice.
And Glenn sent me that switch there. I didn't have to use the smallest he sent me. I kind of used the middle grade, but so basically all it is, and I'm going to show you what's in the switch. But I like this probe better than I like this one. I mean, this has got a nice rubber grip right here, and you still got your switch here. I used the same metal tip inside here that came out of the damaged probe. So I got a couple pictures. I'll just show you real quick. And let's see if I can bring pictures up here real quick. Here we go. So that's the meter. It cleaned up pretty nice. I went through the calibration on it, and it looks pretty good. But you know, what was? Oh, I heard that. I thought you were mute. I thought you were censoring me. So one thing I don't like about this meter, Glenn, is the chassis is actually connected to the minus of the probe.
Ooh.
Okay, so this did not have a 3-prong, grounded plug on it. Back when this was built and sold, it had a 2-conductor line cord on it. Now again,
Right.
I said the chassis actually is the minus connector on the test probe. Now I calibrated this and I was checking voltages, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna check my AC line voltage here." Now, wait, let me go back. So as I cleaned this thing up, made it look nice, and calibrated it, I put a 3-conductor power cord on it with the ground, and I grounded the chassis. So now I've got a grounded chassis. Okay, so I'm going to test 110 volt AC. So I stick the probe in the receptacle, and guess what happens, man? Now I'm putting a ground on the hot leg, and talk about sparks, man. So I went back. I had to go back in. I had to cut the ground off the chassis. Man, what do you think about that? Why did they do that?
We didn't
Did
know
they tie
better
the
back then.
cathode to the
Electricity
tube,
was
too?
different.
Well, what did you say, Brett?
Did they tie the cathode of the tube to the case?
Well, I don't know. I didn't look that far. I just know that when you look at this, one of your line cord wires is connected directly to the case, and I thought that was pretty dangerous, man.
It is.
That's pretty dangerous. Anyway,
Or
so
did the probe
go ahead.
shorted out?
What?
Yeah, I wonder if the probe shorted out. You see, normally VTVMs, you used to get them because they had a really high impedance.
Yeah, I'll show you that. I've got that right here. So here it is. Here's your VTVM, and there's your probe, and all it is a switch and a 1 meg resistor. That's it. When the switch is open, I think I got that written backwards. When the switch is closed, it measures DC, and the switch is open, it reads AC in ohms. I wrote that backwards tonight, but that's all is in the probe right there. A 1 meg resistor. So. Again, there's say again.
Not a capacitor.
Nope. That's the ICO, right out of the ICO manual for the probe. So there's the probe. We'll use the center metal probe tip. It fit right in the ballpoint pen. It looks like a ballpoint pen, and took a little Dremel tool and cut that. There's the old one here. That's really all's left of it. This pretty bad, and there's the parts. Some of them go in here. Glenn sent me a few different size switches, and I decided I think I went with a second size up or something like that. I don't know, but we were able to take the Dremel tool and just Dremel a nice little square hole right there in the pin to get that switch in there, and worked our wires in there, and basically that's what we did to get a functioning probe working. Now somebody's going to be the proud new owner of this one day as soon as I move it. But I like the looks of it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, cleaned up really nice.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else I got going here. I read an article. I think it was a 1936 article. Hang on a second. I'll come back to that in a minute. In fact, I think it's included in these pictures here. You know, from time to time we look at crazy pictures, and when I see something kind of crazy and interesting, I'll make a copy of the picture and save it, and we'll look at it on here. I thought this was interesting. Here's what he color coded. He color coded. I was going to say the fuses. Got the blue one for the blue.
Those are pretty high amp fuses.
They are. He's got the blue with the blue, and the red with the red, and the black with the black. Man, I mean, I wonder if
when did you get into my breaker panel?
Well, the other day when you weren't home, and also I got a
Yeah.
I also got a Coke out of your refrigerator. I don't know if you noticed that or not. But look at that.
No.
I mean, now, do you think he did that for a reason? So if they pull them out, they put them back in the right place, or you think you're just playing with us? What do you think?
No, it's just a phase. No, actually, it's 3 phases. But who has 3-phase power in their house?
Yeah, and it's got the contactor block at the top there. You know,
Well,
that you would pull that. That's like an AC outdoor box.
Well, you know, the thing I'm looking at, those wires look pretty small on the bottom end there, and I think the fuse is a little overrated, to tell you the
Yeah.
truth.
And also, you know, they didn't solder, so you don't necessarily have all the strands connecting real good. And over time, corrosion's going to get in there and really mess it up.
Yeah, man. Well, I don't know. At least, you know, by reading stuff like this, it gives you alternatives and ideas what you can do in the future if you ever need to. You know.
Yeah, at least he didn't use, 22 and 38 rounds.
You know, like, and I always say, this is okay to use if the enemy's attacking. That's what I always say. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I hope that these aren't something that we've already seen. I've got tons of these pictures. Let's see. Oh, hey, everybody, you've already seen this one. This is Glenn's cobweb antenna.
Yeah.
And I hope he hadn't wiped the cobwebs off. That would spoil the antenna.
No, it's in the backyard gathering new ones.
I don't know what he's doing here. He's got a screwdriver holding something in. I don't know. Can you make it out on a picture? My picture here is small.
Probably a breaker, one of the push-button breakers.
Yeah, I just don't get it. That I don't recognize that type. That must be a European box or something.
That's
Contactor of some kind.
It's
Yeah,
what?
that's a DIN rail box there, which is mostly used in Europe. Some people use them here.
Yeah. Well, let's see what else we got here. Oh, hey, I like this, man. I like this
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Now, what color? Well, he's not saying these are one for one or they match each other. I don't know what a blue is. What do you think a blue is? Great. I mean,
Probably
Brett,
about
you probably
10.
know. Somebody. It's probably a.
Well, I think red is 15 or 30.
I don't know.
Yellow, it's
I don't know. What's
probably
a
gonna be
copper? What do you
5 or
think a
10.
copper color is?
that looks like about a 45, 50.
I don't know, man. It may be 100. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Really. It may not. It's probably not
Hey.
100. I don't know.
Ingenuity, man, it works.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, that may be used
HCA.
that may be used just as a tester. Just to
Yeah.
test circuits and and
Yeah.
if you don't have a
I'll
few. Go ahead.
I just looked it up. Blue auto fuses are 15 amps.
Okay.
There we
All
go.
right. Well, I think that's probably a piece of test equipment to test circuits or to test fuses. Maybe
Yeah, put it
if
in
you don't know
there
if fuse
and
is
look-
blown, you stick that in. That's what that is.
Well, that and you stick it in there and you look for where the smoke is and you'll find the short in the line.
Yeah. And you notice they took a lot of care when they made it. See the head's up at the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
They put a lot of time
They
in
did a
it.
really good job with the ears on it and everything. Oh yeah, really nice job.
Now, I hadn't thought of this, but I don't know. I don't think that'll make connection. To tell you the truth, I think he needs to sand the paint off the battery.
No, it's going to make connection. The question is, will it pass any current at all between the positive and negative?
I
Oh, it
think
will.
what we need to do, we
Battery-
need to test this
Battery cuts
configuration.
all over the
Yeah.
place.
We need to test this for the show. I think I think if you put two batteries in like that, they will not conduct. I think you got enough paint on there that the little contacts that snap around it might not make connection. So I would not recommend this if you don't have fuses. I wouldn't recommend this.
Oh, there's the difference. Yeah. I thought that they had the top and the bottom connection, but yeah, if they come around the side, that would work if you took the paint off.
Yeah. So guys, if you think about doing this, I would say it's probably not going to work. Just don't waste your time. If you do need to do this, just be sure and sandpaper around the each end a little bit where it will make connection. But if you do that, I think you'll be okay. We may have seen this one before, but this one always gets me. He looks like he's got a 200 amp breaker service near the shower. I'll say near. And I don't know.
Heat the water well
Well,
enough.
they probably couldn't find a toaster, so they just did that instead.
Yeah, and you learn in school that water is really not a conductor of electricity, so this might be safe unless he has impurities in his water.
Oh, no one has any impurities in their water.
Yeah,
Never happens.
never happens, huh? Maybe a little iron in there, I don't know.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work up in the mountains where we have our the home here because we got a well and it's got iron in it, and oh man, that probably would. You could probably only use that in certain areas of the world where they have good water. I'm talking distilled water, basically. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Hey, and here's just an oddball picture here. Look at this the Simpson 26.
Yeah.
They're selling for $500, man.
Yes.
Classic Simpson for that much.
500.
Yes, Granger stocks them
Gee.
or sells them. Yeah.
And
I've
I
seen
see
about
these.
7
I see these all the time at Hamfest. And they're not too awful expensive. $40, $50,
Well, it
$60,
depends. Some
$70. Maybe
Some
we
people
are.
are really proud of them, but yeah, $40, $50
Well,
is
I've
about
got one
normal.
here, and I'll tell you, and a good analog meter, particularly. I don't know. I still love
I
an
love
analog. I still love an analog meter. Let me tell you why. And particularly when I would we get these taxi cab radios for 2 meters and stuff. And when you start peaking coils, when you got a generator on you and start peaking a coil, you can watch this meter, and you can see the peak. If you've got a digital meter and the suckers are flashing, it's constantly changing. It's going up and down and changing, and it's much harder. But man, when you can see this needle smoothly go up or down, that is cool. And
Yeah. Well, the needle's damped just
Yeah.
right too.
yeah. Well, that's a meter I grew up with my uncle there in his
Absolutely.
TV shop, and it was, They're still got the Simpson 260, but they've got various different models of it. You know, kind of they've got some variations of it.
Yeah, well, this is the
That's,
Dash 8, so
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Pretty
Myself, I'd pick up a used one for 1/10 that price on eBay.
oh yeah.
cool. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, you know, one other thing that, and I'll do it on a different show. Man, AI is starting to really kick off here, man. I wanted to sit down here, maybe one show for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and say, design me a 40-meter antenna with four with a ground plane with 4 elements, make it 10 feet off the ground, and number 12 wire. Design it for me, and I want to play with it and show you guys what it will do. It shows all the calculations and explains it, and it will come out and tell you exactly what to do. If you want to build a matching network or something like that, it's just unbelievable what it can do. Now, it can be wrong. I've had a few things where it has been wrong. I had another picture I was wanting to show you. Let me see if I can find it here. Not there. And not there. I guess I didn't get it tonight. Anyway, it's talking about, it's an article. It's an article about underground antennas. You actually bury the antenna.
Yeah, you mentioned that, I believe. We talked about that with lightning and stuff.
You know, we also talked about during the war, they actually transmitted through the ground. They would drive stakes in the ground, have a transmitter, transmit into the ground, and then at a certain distance, it didn't go very far. They could drive stakes in the ground and pick up that signal. That was an interesting thing. But this is actually like a 30-foot piece of wire that's actually buried in the ground 2 inches deep. And they compare it with like a dipole up in the air. And it's interesting. It works. And I think all their tests were on receive, though. Might play with something like that in the future.
I was going to say, if you ran it through PVC or something, you wouldn't have even the ground to conduct for you.
Yeah, and even if it's insulated wire in the ground, it doesn't actually connect to the ground. And in fact, on your ground systems, and Brett probably has a lot of information on this, but many ground systems they bury the wire, but they do not want it touching soil, and they'll use insulated wire. And then there are cases where I guess you will put wire down to.
There's a good reason. Well, there's a good reason why not. You don't want to. It'll corrode if you do. You have to. And then you'd have to put some. You'd have to put a sacrificial piece of zinc or something to keep your copper from just dissolving.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, those antennas for transmitting, they will work for VLF, but at higher frequencies, not quite as well.
Yeah, this article was written in 1936, so they probably didn't have a lot of great equipment to test it with or measure with or anything. But they were talking about putting it inside a garden hose, the wire inside of a garden hose, and burying it like 2 inches deep. That would be it'd be interesting. They said the buried antenna did, and again, this was receive only, and I can understand the receive only part. They said, it did eliminate a lot of noise, like street cars and automobiles and things like that. But the signal was much lower, whereas the dipole antenna did pick up more noise, but the signal was stronger, and that's what you would kind of expect, Anyway, I'll try to find that picture.
Great for HOAs.
Yeah. Hey, just another thing that I want to talk about is what's the price now for QST, or I guess being a member? Is it like 50 or more? I guess it is.
Something like that, yeah.
Might even be higher than that. Anyway, guys, there are a lot of free magazines, free ham magazines that are, I would say, in quality equal to, maybe even better than CQ magazine that used to be out there, or QST magazine, and they're free. I'm gonna show you a couple here and just show you some examples, and just flip through the pages here and look at it. Very high quality, very well written, very, very professional. So let me pull that up, and one of them is going to be, let's see if we can do this. One of them is a new magazine that has just come out. It's called SWR Magazine. It's free. All you have to do is just search for SWR Magazine and put your email in there, and you will get this magazine every month. Let's look at some of the pictures and some of the things that it might do. Let's see. Let me find. You see the covers are very nice. There's a picture of Raisa on the front there. Guys, let me just say something about Raisa. She we had her on here as a regular on the show. We started as a regular with her, and then the war started, and I just felt like it wasn't a good thing. I'm trying to keep ham radio separate from the war and everything, but I felt like it was better if we didn't continue that right now. And the reason is, if somebody in the chat room or I or someone started talking to her and saying this or that and started getting her to comment, in Russia, you can be thrown in jail just for saying, I'm against the war. And they'll throw you in jail over there for anything like this. So I thought it was better just to not do that for a while. So once this thing ends, maybe we'll have her back on the show here. Anyway, let me see if I can get some pictures here of the different pages of this. All I gotta do is find it. I don't know if I can find it or not. Let's see. Well, heck. All right. I had them all laid out here, and now I don't see them, so let me check here one time. I really wanted to show you this. I wanted to step through some of the pages on this SWR magazine because it's really nice there. I can't seem to find. Oh, there's a picture there of the underground antenna right there. Yeah. In the rubber hose. Okay. I knew I had it somewhere.
Okay, let me do this. Unity is the way we find our strength and share our hope. It's the way dinner on the table. Yeah.
Can't even type. Okay, here's the SWR magazine for I guess this past month. I can't read the date on here. My picture's
August 2025.
my picture's a little small here, but very well written. I'm just gonna go through here kind of fast. If we see something, we'll yell at it. I look back, the dawn of versatile wire antennas. So you got an article here on wire antennas. Yes, stuff in here for our youth. Women who made history in amateur radio. Oh wait, what was it? A mounting diagram for something.
Something about a bazooka antenna, triple bazooka.
Oh, there's a triple bazooka. Hey, I might need to try that out here, man. Triple bazooka antenna. All right, I'm going to come back to this later, and I'm gonna try to build one. See, I already found something in the magazine I like.
Yeah.
Low SWR versus resonant antennas. You know, just because you've got the lowest SWR doesn't mean the antenna's any good. It may not be working good. You know, hey, a dummy load has a perfect SWR, and it ain't gonna go very far. It ain't gonna go far. So I think that was all of that magazine. So that's a good one. It's called SWR magazine. And this one.
Are they still around?
No, but they are still available on the internet where you can pull up the complete magazines. And, you know, some of the stuff, of course, is old. I mean, band plans change and things like that. But construction articles for antennas and amplifiers and things like that, you know, remain the same pretty much.
I was in an 80s issue of that magazine.
You say you were in it?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's see. Well, I'm looking at the articles down here on the side. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to make a quick adjustment here. All right, there we go. Okay, my connection between computers was lost. So I had to get it back in here. And it looks like it's still lost. Anyway, I won't go into any of the others, but there are a number of really good ham radio magazines out there that are free. 73 magazine is one of them, and just search
I've
for
got
them.
the entire 73 collection.
Yeah, just search for them, and you'll find them out there, man. Okay, all right, let's.
Yeah. And I've actually got one more here.
Yeah.
Yep. The log. We had the editor and mostly author of this one on the show about a month ago. It's called The Logger's Bark.
Yeah.
And it's Dave W7UUU who edits it and writes most of the articles. And this one's available for free if you go on QRZ. Each time they put out an issue, it is posted there.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Again, there's probably a lot out there I don't even know about, but just search, man. Search for ham radio magazines, and you will find them. And
Oh yeah.
man, I mean, each one of them is worth probably a subscription of $50 or more. Okay. Hey, let's stand by and we'll be right back, and we're going to talk with Brett there and see what he's got going here. I think he's got something he wants to show us, so we'll be right back. ICOM's IC7760 is a pinnacle of base station excellence for amateur radio enthusiasts. Designed to deliver unmatched performance, the IC7760 features state-of-the-art technology, exceptional RF clarity, and an intuitive interface, all housed in a sleek and durable design. This base station features a separate remote control head and RF deck, providing enhanced flexibility for installation. Place the RF deck closer to the antenna feed point, freeing up space on your desk. You can also connect a control head to the RF deck through your home network, enabling remote operation from anywhere in your home without needing a PC. Pair the IC7760 with a powerful IC-PW2 linear amplifier and take your contesting experience to the next level with ICOM's industry-first linear amplifier. Together, they redefine what's possible in amateur radio. For more information about ICOM's amateur radios, please visit icomamerica.com/amateur. All right. Okay. Well, Brett, what do you got? What do you got going there on your end?
Well, a couple of pounds and a couple of good reviews. I just recently went out onto YouTube when I was when I was maybe 10 or 11, and I experimented with electronics. I used to clip I didn't breadboard my circuits in the usual way. I clipped them together with these. And so I'd go and spread the circuit out on a tabletop and clip them together with these little alligator clip leads, which you could buy at Radio Shack. And I remember, they actually worked pretty well, unless it was very sensitive to RF. They worked really well. So recently I went out and tried to buy a whole bunch of these on Amazon. And there are Chinese vendors out there who are selling them. But I was very disappointed, and this is kind of a warning. About 1/3 of the clip leads that I bought didn't even have continuity, much less low resistance. And so, buy them from a quality source, because I bought these on Amazon, and they just don't connect. I have all kinds of problems with the things that I try to connect and build with them. But if you do get good ones, they are great, for again, assembling something on a tabletop real fast, and then maybe breadboarding it later. If it's an RF circuit, well, I wouldn't recommend doing that, because, well, with all the extra wire and the extra inductance, it's not going to work very well. But for DC circuits, for things that aren't fussy, yeah, they're perfectly good. Another thing that I discovered just recently, and another thing that I've been using for years, is you've probably seen these before. This is a gear wrench, and it is what's called a quad box wrench. It actually has 4 sizes of wrenches in one, and I use this a lot in my work. It's a 1/2 inch, 7/16 inch, 3/8 inch, and 5/16 inch. But the company that made these, which is called Gear Wrench, actually they're now called the Apex Tool Group, which is Gear Wrench is a subsidiary of that company. They don't make them anymore. And so this was one case where I went out looking on Amazon, and I found a Chinese company that still made them. And so and then they were only $10 a piece, as opposed to the 20 or more that you used to pay for Gear Wrench. And okay, they're not quite, the finish isn't quite as nice. They may not. I don't know how durable they are yet. I know the Gear Wrench ones eventually wore out, but you used to have a lifetime guarantee on them. But that's a case where I found something cheap and useful on Amazon that actually did work. But I do heartily recommend these. They're a great thing to have in your toolbox. If you don't know what size wrench you're going to need, you can throw one of these in your pocket, and unless the bolt is really big or really small, chances are the gear wrench is going to handle it. So that was another discovery I made just this last week. And the third one I made at the Dayton Hamvention. I am having to build a solar system, with solar panels and batteries to keep some radios up through the long winter. And I needed to be able to handle days when it's not very sunny, when the panels aren't producing the full voltage, and I need to keep on working and charge the batteries and keep radio equipment going because I have repeaters for the internet service that I provide that require that. They need to be able to store a day or two's worth of power in batteries to make sure that the internet keeps working even when there isn't much sun. And what I found at Dayton was this little box, which is the solar charge controller for your system. The solar panels attached to it, the battery attaches to the other side. You usually run your equipment directly off the battery voltage, maybe with a voltage converter or a voltage stabilizer. And the company that makes this is in the Midwest. It's called DIY Solar for You, and that makes it sound as if their equipment is for amateurs. But in fact, this controller, which they call the Soul controller, is actually more sophisticated than many of the professional ones. There is most of the charge controllers that you have out there are what is called buck converters, where they take a higher voltage coming from the panels and reduce it to a lower voltage that's appropriate for the batteries, and then they charge the batteries using pulses. It's called MPPE. And they adapt it. They adapt the voltage, and then they charge the batteries and try to charge them as efficiently as possible. The battery also acts like a big capacitor, so that even though it's pulsing the current, when you take the charge off the battery, you don't need much of a capacitor to smooth out any ripple and make sure that your equipment doesn't experience the pulses. The only thing it does is batteries, which absorb. But the thing that's unique about this controller is that it is what's called a buck boost controller. At the end of the day, or in the early morning, or when it's not sunny, and your solar panels aren't producing that much voltage, it can actually boost the voltage that's coming out of the solar panels so that it still charges your batteries. And that can get you a lot more energy out of your solar panels than you would normally get, because it will work for longer during the day. You'll get more hours of charging. And again, it's very sophisticated, a lot more sophisticated than some of the more expensive ones. And they were selling these at the Hamfest. So I went ahead and, I've been very happy with it. I designed the system around it. These will work for either 12 volt or 24 volt battery systems, and are supposed to work whether you have lead acid or lithium battery chemistry. If you have lithium batteries, you probably have a built-in battery management system inside the cells as extra protection against your harming the lithium cells. But apparently the controller works really well, and that I've done a test, and I'm about to roll out the whole system, get all the parts, and actually build the thing. So I'm having a lot of fun with that, and I recommend, if you want to be ready for anything, if you're a ham who really wants to be ready for disaster recovery or something like that, it's really worth looking into how to build these systems and how to set them up so that not just for an hour or two, or maybe for a field day afternoon, but for days or weeks, you can operate your equipment. And this is a good part that I found to start with. Again, the domain name where they have the controllers is DIY Solar for You, where as you can see there at the bottom, 4 is spelled out FOR. And that's what I've been working on, other than the things I've already mentioned. And well, I expect to have a lot of fun with this and hopefully make a very efficient solar system.
Well,
Very
all
cool.
right. Now, hey, let me say something about the clip leads.
Yeah.
At the Hamfest nowadays, I might buy a pack of the clip leads. The quality, you got to look at the quality. And some of them are really, really bad. Now, like Brett there, if he bought those at Radio Shack and they're some years old, they may be good clips. But I'm going to tell you what I'm experiencing here. First of all, as mentioned in the chat room, most of the wires in my clip leads are iron. You can take a magnet and pick them up.
Iron. Wow.
Yeah, a magnet will actually pick them up, and I guess they're probably copper plated, but they are iron. Another thing, the alligator clips on the ends, the wire is not crimped in very well. Sometimes it's not crimped at all. A lot of times they'll crimp it over the insulation just to punch through and try to grab the wire, and you'll have some that aren't connected well. And then the other thing, that looks like a larger.
You can see this here, Tom.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
That's exactly what they did with these, and that's one reason why only about half of them work, and some of
Yeah.
them have high resistance.
And another thing, the little flat spot there where you put your thumb to squeeze them, the ones I've got, the metal is so soft that little flat piece twists. And once it twists and you try to use those things, they're like, I don't know. You pick it up and you try to squeeze it and you can't squeeze it because it's rolling around under your thumb, And you can take some pliers and you can bend that metal back. So that's the cheapies. So, watch for that. And they're pretty light gauge wire too. So there's some good ones out there, but you're going to pay more. And of course, hams like me, we usually try to buy the cheapest ones we can get, Glenn even goes cheaper with his. Yeah. Now,
I make my own.
yeah. Well, so
Well, I should have made my own, and I could make them handle
Yeah.
maybe 5 or 10 amps.
so I'd recommend it. The biggest thing is maybe you go in there and just solder, slide that cover back and just solder the connection in here. I've got a it's an MPPT30. It's a charger for solar. I just took it out of the closet there. And down here at the bottom, you got screws for. You've got the solar panel hooks to 2, your battery hooks to 2, and your load hooks to 2. And it's got it's got a heat sink on the back, and I don't know how good it is. I've got a big solar panel out in my building back there. It's one of those very large solar panels. It's like you see, these solar fields on the side of the highway or something. It's a commercial solar panel. It's like I think it's like 28 volts at 9 or 10 amps or something like that. I think it's a 270 watt panel, which is pretty significant. The little Harbor Freight panels are, I don't know, pretty low in wattage, and I don't know about the quality. But anyway, I've got it out there, but now I don't really have any reason to use it with the generator here, and I've got so many trees. I've got so many trees around that it'd be hard for me to find a good sunny spot to even put the thing. Now, a friend of mine that has been going to Dayton with us for many years. On top of his barn, he put solar up. He had maybe 10 panels up, and we welded a frame together where the panel would rotate, And he actually put actuators on it to follow the sun, and he went in big time with it, and that was interesting. But I don't know. He finally moved and. He just sold his panels to somebody. He didn't reuse them. He's got a generator, a home generator now, like we do. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to play with the solar, but I don't know. I don't know what I'll.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'll hook up, but that might be cool to do.
Yeah, this house came with solar built in, and it feeds
Yeah.
back to the grid.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
I've got, let's
that's
see, 1, 2, 3,
net metering.
4, 5. Yeah, I've got like 6 or 8 panels up on the roof, and yeah, I get about 180 to 200 kilowatt hour of credit every month
That's
off
good.
my electric bill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it came with the house, but it's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Glenn, do you have storage? Do you have batteries, or is it just completely
No.
grid tied?
It's completely grid tied,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but
You can save a little more money if you have batteries, but they're a pain to maintain.
Oh man, batteries are a big cost. Big cost.
not interested. I'm happy. I'm happy with the discount on the power.
Yeah. All right. Well, man, what else we got going tonight? Let's see. No new Hamfest coming up.
I've got one.
Oh, do you? Okay. Where?
Okay, well, let me see if I can. Let's see if I can share it. Here we go. The NA0TC Tech Fest 2025 coming up next weekend in Lakewood, Colorado, which is almost Denver, Colorado. It's very nearby. And they always have a full day of tech talks. That's really what they're about. So it's in the breaks. There were a few exhibits to see. There were a few other things going on, but mostly this is if you're interested in technical seminars. They charge you only $15 for the day, and there are usually refreshments there. And they do this in a big church conference room in Lakewood, Colorado. They also give away free stuff. They also will let you sign up for their club, and if you do sign up for their club, then you can operate their rigs remotely, which is kind of fun.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. And so anyway, this is something that I recommend. It's if you're in the Rocky Mountain region or able to get to Denver, it's really worth going to. I've had a lot of fun there.
Yeah. The remote. You mentioned the remote operation. That's good. I've been thinking about putting my remote base back together a little bit. And here you are. You got a Hamfest out there. Why are all these Hamfests so far away from me? I don't go to them, man. You need to move some of them kind of toward us a little bit. Move them out here.
That's
Maybe
one
Kansas?
thing I'm enjoying here is I've got so many more Hamfests going on.
Yeah. Well, I feel like there's been quite a few the last 3 months or so, and I just kind of feel bad that I've missed them. But then again, I'm thinking back. There was a reason I couldn't talk, so probably wouldn't want
Yeah,
to go
and the
go
one
to
you
them.
could have gone to, Crowley's Ridge,
Yeah.
they only had me and another flea market table. So, I mean,
So-
it was a fun Hamfest, particularly with the fox hunt, but from a flea market perspective, the Queen Wilhelmina one was the best one I've been to in a while.
Yeah. So the next Hamfest is going to be at the
That's gonna be a good one.
Victory Baptist Church on
Yeah.
November the 8th. Boy, that's coming up in
If
about.
I'm not mistaken, that's where they
That's
have
this coming
the.
weekend.
No, it's the weekend after.
It's
Oh, it is?
10.
Okay.
Let's see, what's day? 28th.
Oh, that's
This
right. This
weekend
weekend's going to be Halloween.
Yeah,
Yes.
28th. So
Yeah, Friday, the
3,
13th,
7, 3, 10 days.
Thursday.
It's 10 days from now. 8, 11. It's 11 days from now.
That's the one they have pie and cake auctions
Oh, okay.
as
well-
a raffle part of it. Really, really nice looking stuff. And that's where I won that DMR radio last year.
Oh, really? Is there going to be anybody in the chat room is going to the Nick's Hamfest? That's near Branson, Missouri. That's down the very south central part of Missouri. I'm guessing it's
It's just
25 or
across
30 miles north of the border.
Yeah, it's just across the Arkansas border, right there, pretty much on the western edge of Missouri and Arkansas. So, you've got Oklahoma not very far away.
Yeah. All right. All right.
But it was a fun ham fest last year. And I've got a table there this year too.
One of
Gonna
these
be
days I will
clearing
have
out
to
the
go
attic.
south and east.
We've covered everything I had on my list tonight that I wanted to talk about, so I think we did good. We got 15 minutes left for the show. We don't have to do it, but we'll stay on here a few minutes. Is there anybody in the chat room have anything they want us to talk about or ask about? This is your chance, and we're gonna eventually here get when I get time is get our phone system connected back up where we can take calls in, and we're gonna get Hambot in here and start giving away some prizes. Gigaparts has already told me that, we can probably do a handy talk or something every month if we want to. I just hadn't got back with them to do it. But maybe we'll start doing some prizes. We'll start opening the phone lines. So we'll get Hambot in here. And
Well, Mark P is saying we need some shack pictures.
we do need some shack pictures. Every time I think about it, it's like too late to ask for that show, but we do need some new shack pictures. There should be some new people out there with.
I probably need to do a show from my workroom in the back.
Yeah.
Let you see what that room is like, because this is what I call the office.
All right.
This is where all the writing and tinkering happens. The back room is where all the Arduino stuff happens. And it's going to have the shack. 'Cause it's
Well,
got a
I had
window
also
pass-through
planned.
right to the backyard.
I had also planned to try to add something, do something different. I was thinking about it. I did a little bit of this a while back, a couple years ago. Put the camera over on the operating position, get on 40, get on 20, and stream it. Stream it live. Stream the S meter. Stream the spectrum analyze, the spectrum scope, and have people make contacts while we're streaming live, and see if we could make something out of that. Something different other than this show every Tuesday night. Maybe we add that on weekends or something. I don't know. Also,
Linux can do it. It can put everything up in Windows on the screen.
Yeah. And like Brett, if you or Glenn got on the HF with us, we just bring you up on the screen too, and we can show people, hey, you want to talk to us? Get on HF, and we could display the frequency right there on the stream, and we could do that. So I want to do something different, and I'm also thinking, how long do I want to continue with the show? In January, the show will have been on 11 years. We've done pretty good having the show on every week for 11 years. We missed some shows. We missed a few weeks here and there. But we've always managed with Glenn and Brett's help to fill the gap there. And we haven't missed too many shows. I think we got close to, I don't know, we may have close to 1,000.
Well, I was going to say, if you've done 11 years at 52 weeks a year, give or take, that's about 520. Take away the weekends, and you've got probably 475 to 500.
Yeah, we've got over 500. We've got over 500 shows out there, and we've also got other videos, various projects we worked on, and so forth. So, I think somewhere on YouTube, when you go to the channel, it tells how many videos. I think we're somewhere around 1,000 videos out there, which is pretty significant.
Well, Well, you did some video. I remember
Yeah.
when I was over there and we worked that contest.
Yeah, the K6H or well whatever it was.
Yeah.
Last Man Standing. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of
Last Man
videos. You know,
Standing.
I mean, we took our show to Hollywood, guys. We were out there for a week on the stage of Last Man Standing with Tim. What's his name? Tim.
Allen.
Tim Allen. Oh, gee, man.
But he's supposed to be getting a new show here soon.
Yeah. His real name is not Tim Allen. It's Tim Dick, and his call is I don't know about the prefix. I'm gonna say WD6 OTD, and it stands for one Tim Dick. OTC, but I don't remember the prefix. It's KH6.
Yeah, John
No,
is
it wouldn't be
Shifting
KH6.
Gears. Is
Do
his
what?
new show.
Yeah. So
Shifting
anyway, we were out there,
Gears.
and I got to meet Tim and convinced him. He didn't want me to announce. We went out there and streamed live from the studio. And Tim, I talked to Tim, and he just got his license, and he did not want us to really announce it because, he's kind of a private guy. He didn't want any stalkers and people, So I said, but Tim, I said, you're in a public, the database. And he goes, okay, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah. So we were able to break the news that Tim had his license. So that was kind of cool. And we got to, I got to, when they have the stages, they've got different stages set up for the show, for different scenes, and they have like police tape across them. And once they set them up, nobody's supposed to go in there and touch anything. Every magazine is laid on every table just like they want it and everything. But I was given permission by the head guy that I could go behind the tape. So I went behind the tape, and, I was walking all around and everything, and some guy came by, and he says, hey, don't touch anything in there, So, anyway. But anyway, if I thought about it, hey, I opened the refrigerator there in the kitchen on the show, and there was these, I guess, I don't remember now. I guess they were beer bottles or something. I don't know. But you know what I should have done? I should have opened the refrigerator. I should have opened the refrigerator, and I should have taped me a QSL card inside there.
There you go.
So when they opened that door, my card would have been there, But
Or put it in his ham shack. Well,
Anyway.
he did stick one on the board in his ham shack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have my card is on the board in his ham shack, in the ham shack here too, and I got to see all the studio and all the different parts of it, and the stairway that went upstairs right there. It actually goes nowhere. It just goes up and stops, of course, and Tim is a convicted felon, and he can't be around guns at all. And I'm not sure how they got around it, but they had a lot of guns on the show, rifles. I guess that there was a scene at the police department where they had a bunch of rifles in the rack, and
They're probably all props.
yeah, I'm not sure what they said about that, but I don't think he was even supposed to be around props, to tell you the truth. But anyway.
Yeah, got another ham fest here. George WD4ORM in Orlando.
Orlando.
The Bahia Shriner tailgate is November 1st in Apopka, Florida, which is just outside of Orlando.
Oh, I can't. That's too far, man. That's too far.
Yeah, a little
They
bit
need to
far
move that a
for
little
me.
closer. Move it a little closer this way. If you guys can get it down there, get it down around Birmingham, I can go.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I did confirm. Orlando reached out to me, and I will be doing an Arduino forum in Orlando in the spring, in
Well,
February.
that's cool. That's
Yeah,
that's
going to
good.
be going to Orlando again.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I found one other thing also in my email that might be of interest, and that is, this here. They finally announced the pricing of the IC73300 Mark II. It's going to be, at least the list price is going to start out being about $1,500.
Yeah. Why?
It's actually
Why?
not that bad.
Why? What's the price of we paid for the 7300s? They were just a little over 1,000, weren't they?
They started that way. They're now down to about 800. So this is about double the actual street price of the original IC
All right.
7300.
To the
So if
to
you
the
need
average
feature-
ham, to the average ham.
Yeah.
Is he going to tell any difference between this radio and the 7300?
It's got the CW decoder.
Yeah. Okay.
Does it,
well,
does it do
from what I've heard,
FD4,
the
FD8?
from what I've heard, it's got more of the the ADC's got more bits of resolution, and also it doesn't overload as easily when there's a loud signal coming in. You don't
So in
have
other
to go ahead and
words,
turn it up.
you're probably not going to get much extra benefit, probably.
Well, let's be real. The beginning ham on HF is not going to be able to tell the difference between an old Collins, a Heathkit, and this.
Yeah.
But, you know, a contester, a DXer, every little tweak matters.
Yeah.
You
I mean, this is
every,
gonna
every
sound
tenth
more
of the
like
BDB
a-
matters.
Yeah, this is going to sound more like a single receiver 7610. And so if you know, if you want that, so if you want that sort of immediate performance step, you can get it.
I've got a 7610, but I use about two knobs on it. That's the volume and the big knob to tune with. I don't use it. I don't do nothing else with it, and it works just great for me.
Yeah, I've got the 101 MP, and it's pretty much the same. You know,
Yeah,
tune the dial and grab the mic is about it.
that's right. That's right. And yeah. Oh well. Okay. All right. Hey, everybody out there listening, if you're still with us, you've been watching or listening to Amateur Radio Roundtable. And how'd that door get behind me there? Get rid of that door. You've been listening to Amateur Radio Roundtable. It's a show about ham radio, electronics, shortwave. Occasionally we talk about medical operations. Yeah.
Let's not go there. I'm not really looking forward to this next one.
We've got a chat room here. If you got a question or a comment, just let us know in the chat room. We're monitoring it live as we have our show. We're on shortwave. We're on WBCQ, a very famous shortwave station up in the Northeast, on 7490. And our show, our audio of our show is broadcast on Thursday evenings between 5 and 7 p.m. Eastern Time on 7490 WBCQ. You can find us on any podcast carrier, such as iHeart, iNet Radio, Google Play, any of those. You can get us anytime. You can watch our live video stream if you just go to w5kub.com and click on the little yellow button at the top, and it'll bring up a page with video on the left and the chat room on the right. You can also watch us on YouTube under our name W5KUB. And you can also watch us on x.com. So we're in a lot of places out there. Please join our Facebook group. It's called W5KUB. It's a group about ham radio. We've got almost 15,000 members in that group now. It's growing. People ask for me to be friends with them on Facebook. I don't need 15,000 folks on my personal page. I've got a very small family page, and that's what we use it for. But I usually hang out on the W5KUB Facebook group, and that's where you can get me anytime. So don't feel bad if I don't make you a friend on my personal Facebook group. All right. We'll see you next Tuesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time on W5KUB or x.com or Facebook. A lot of places, guys. 73 to everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Be sure and hit that subscribe button. It helps us a lot. Subscribe, notifications, ring the bell, make a comment, things like that. It helps us to really advertise the show on YouTube, which brings in more people that are interested in the hobby and what we talk about. 73, good night to everybody. And we'll go into a mode of just monitoring here for about a minute. If anybody has anything to say in the chat room, say it now. Hey, WD8IOL. Hey, call out to some people in the chat room. IOL, hey, man, we appreciate you being here every week. We really appreciate it, dear. Hey, John, AC8XU's in there. WD4ORM, John, KC7DIR. I think he's been in there ever since day one, 25 years ago. Let's see, Mark P. Mark P is one of us. He's up near Dayton, and he helps a lot with the show here occasionally, and he helps us particularly when we do events up around Dayton. And let's see, who else we got here?
WD4ORM is my friend George. We actually went to high school together.
Okay.
And
get
to see
good.
each other in Orlando.
And there's Roger. Roger's in here. AB6P. He's in here. Again, Mark P's call is KE8HIW. Mark, KA9SZX. Mark, he's in here all the time, man. Appreciate it, Mark. Thanks for being with us. There's a WY7BGMOBILE. He's in here occasionally. Let's see who else is in there.
And, there's John, KC7DRI.
Yeah,
he's been here since day one for the weekly and only since Dayton 2013 for the Hamfest streams.
Yeah, KN4FYK. Thanks for joining. Woo, have I missed anybody? I hope not. Let's see. Hey, Bill was in here. WB8ELK. I don't know if Bill's still in there or not.
Yeah, he jumped in.
I don't know if he's still in there.
Yeah, he jumped in to tell you the difference between UTC and GMT.
Oh, okay. And was there a difference?
Yeah.
I'll have to go back. Okay.
I can scroll back quickly. It wasn't.
Now, wait a minute. He says here it's also correct to say 7 p.m. GMT, but not 7 p.m. UTC. UTC states that it must always be in 24 hours. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, UTC is a time standard. GMT is a time zone. And it just happens that they have a zero offset from UTC.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, that just says UTC is an international time standard.
Yeah.
Not, it used to be GMT, and then they added UTC in
right.
somewhere down the road. Because I remember back in the day, it was always GMT.
Yeah.
Greenwich Mean Time.
And then they copied us and added BST.
And if you listen to WWV back in the early days, they used to say, doom, doom, doom. How's that? And then they would go Universal Coordinated Time. You remember that?
Yes.
All right, Universal Coordinated Time, but that's not UTC. That's UCT, not UTC. Universal Coordinated Time. So somebody screwed up that made that recording. Yeah. Doom, doom. Okay, I see. Oh man, okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and cut out, man. Hey, enjoyed it. Hi from North Carolina. W8JB Jim. He's a long timer with us. I know Jim there. W8JB Jim. Thanks for joining tonight. All right, good night, everybody. We'll see you later. See you next week. And we should be able to find something to close the show with here. Let's see.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.